Now, for every niche, there's always a principle, rules that guides different niche. There's always a principle that guides it. And attend primary school and just went to secondary school like that. There is no how the person will still, they would have to set the person back because there are some basic things. Thinking as one just jumping into design, doing design and not knowing the principles of design is likened to jumping primary school and going to secondary school. And that's why principles of design. Now, I wrote here that design is thinking made visual. What you're thinking. The other time, Precious said it the other time, is design is bringing what you're thinking to life, bringing it to visual. Now, sends a message to audience and convey an idea. In other words, it is creation of visual content to communicate messages. This quote was by Sobras. That's why our principles of design that we'll be looking at. These are the principles that guides.
You're not presenting your screen. Or am I the one who can see your screen?
I'm not presenting the screen. Sorry. That's. Oh. Thank you for that. Oh. Please, can you see my screen now?
It's saying you have started sharing your screen. Double click to enter full screen mode. I can't see anything. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, you can see it now.
Can you hear me? I can see.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, all right. Okay, I was saying that this is design. We are looking at the principles of design, and then I talked about quotes by Baz. He said that design is thinking made visual. What you requires thinking, and from that thinking process, we want to bring it to life. Sometimes there might be something we might be thinking of. That's what design is about, thinking. And I went on to say, to show us these are the principles of designs. We have contrast, we have consistency, we have colors, we have pattern, we have white space, we have balance, and we have emphasis. Now, why are these important? These are important because it is not taught in a way to go, or in a way how to go, or let me say how to get to put food in the mouth. We don't know the proper place to put it. Now, principles of design. In any design that you see, it has them there. They are always present in any design that we see. They are always present. Now, which is hierarchy. Now, hierarchy is the principle of arranging elements to show their order of importance. Now, if, for example, look at this, but for example, consistency here, this one here. None, you can't say which has the hierarchy here. But if you now look at this one, it's obvious here that is this bigger one that has the hierarchy. And they always say that even in heaven too, there's hierarchy in heaven. Talking of design. Design too, there's hierarchy in design. There has to be hierarchy. If everything is the same, the users, the audience, there must be something that will capture their attention first. That's the contrast, alignment, repetition, and white space. It's very, very important. It's important in design. Come in, I want to show us part of hierarchy. I'm coming, please. I want to show us. The next one here is consistency. Now, consistency being perceived in the same way. Fonts, it can be labeling. Labeling needs to be consistent along a design project.
Can you
now, look at this.
Can you please help us to move?
Hello? Everyone. Okay, everybody is muted now. Okay, sorry for that. Like I was talking about consistency. Now, there needs to be consistency in designs. Now, in the use of color, the use of sizes, the use of shape, the use of fonts, it has to be consistent. Now, an example of being consistent in design is a carousel. Let me show us an example of a carousel design. Let me show us. Now, if you notice this slide, this book that I did for the design, there's something consistent in design. Going to the top, from top to bottom, you notice that it's consistent. And that's what your use of font. I use the same font headers. It has to be consistent. And also for a particular, for organizations too. Each organizations have their own fonts. Some have their own fonts. Some have their own laws, and their fonts has to be consistent. It has to be consistent in all their designs. If you check their social media, you will notice that Instagram page, it has the same color, the same pattern, the same color in on their social media page. Another thing is white space. White space. White space is exactly that. This dot you're seeing, the empty page around the element in your design element to breathe. Now, one thing, a work look standard. It makes it more professional. And if you see designs that are not as, you will almost say that people want to pay less for it. Example is, let me go to Google. Let me type a shop that is Now, I want to show you this so that we'll be practical with the class, because this aspect is a theory aspect, but at least we will still see for us to understand what I'm saying. Okay, let me look for a shop that sells a shop that are selling bags, they are selling different things, and they just place it anyhow on there. Hey, let me use this. Bend down select. We all, Now, bend down select. You will notice that when you want to buy their products, those that sells bend down select, can you hear me, please? Can anyone hear me? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, I was talking about bend down select. Now, if you want to buy bend down select, you notice that all the clothes are packed together on the floor. They are packed together. And if you want to price it, and they are telling you that one is 100K, or okay, let me not even go like that. And they're telling you that one is 20K. You will want to price it. You feel like, why would this be 20K? It's because it's clustered. They are all clustered together on the floor. They are ringing the bell. Everybody come and buy, and people will rush. People will not want to pay that kind of amount for it. Now imagine if you go to a boutique. If you want to buy a cloth, go to a boutique. If they call that cloth for you, the way they hang it, even if they polish it, they do everything, they hang it in the boutique, and they call it for you at 20. If they call it for you for 20K, you will, even if you want to price it, you will want to say, will you give me 15K or give me 18K? You understand? That is the essence of, you will see that what I'm trying to say here is that whatever design or anything that is not having white space being utilized, it will be commonized. Your design will be commonized. But if your design is breathing, like it has breathing space, you are able to live. It has a lot of white space very well, and well being used very well. It will it will it will be priceless because people want to pay higher for that. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's white space. I believe you understand what we mean by white space now. And that same thing Apple is selling. Now, if you notice Apple, there are no much designs in their products. MacBook, look at MacBook, for example, now, the laptop. It doesn't have any style. It's very simple, and people always want to buy Mac. Anything Apple, their products are always simple. I mean, in terms of structure, classy and simple. And that's what they are selling. Now, another principles of design is proximity. Now, proximity is referred to the spatial relationship between the elements of a design. The rules of proximity are pretty simple. Things that are related should be nearer to each other, and things that are unrelated should be placed further apart. Now, if you look at this space now, what do we mean by proximity? Everything that is here, circles are placed here, boxes are placed here, polygon are being placed here, this rectangle are being placed here. Excuse me. Now you notice that it's just a pact of shapes. That means anyone that belongs here, they should be here. In design, you just know that there should be some certain things where they supposed to be. Most designs, you see that logos are always at the top. They're always at the top. And some designs, you will see the main captions at the middle. You just make sure you pack them together. That's what we call proximity. The use of your elements in the right place, in using them in the right place, the right placement. That's what we call proximity. Placing them rightly where they're supposed to be. The packed ones, not that we have circle where polygon is, it will be scattered. Is not uniform. Is also is also called uniformity. Proximity is also uniformity. Now, another popular thing that I want to look at is color. The use of color. Color is an important aspect of design. As designers, you need to understand the meaning and psychology of behind every color before it's applied. Color allows for contrast and emphasis. Now, color plays major aspects in design. It plays the major aspects in design because it makes your work stand out, it creates contrast, and it creates emphasis. Sometimes you can even use color to make things stand out, to make your work stand out. If you hear that a design pop, you also use color to make your design pop. That's that. And the next one is balance. Balance. Designers must constantly judge different elements to find harmony in their design. Image an invisible set of scales in each design, and make sure you don't tip the scales by clustering elements on one side of your grids. Now, if you look at what we have here, this image here, we have this circle, and we have a big circle here and a smaller circle here. Now you see that it's not balanced. It's in design, it's very important. Balance is very important. Let me show us a design that is balanced. Sorry. Sorry, please. I'm coming. Trying to show us something. I don't know why this is not loading. Okay, sorry, my WhatsApp is just loading. That's why we are not seeing everything yet. Okay, it's fine. Let's not allow that to delay us. I will show us later. Your design. So you must make sure your design doesn't just tweet. It will not be balanced if you don't create that balance in your design. Show us a design that is balanced and a design that is not balanced. Now, the next thing is contrast. Next, principles of design. We are looking at principles of design. Principles of design. And another thing, when they say a design pops, it's always like you have in a design now, something is getting your attention first. It's different from hierarchy. Hierarchy is giving order in a design, while contrast is making it pop. Now, if you look at this, now you notice there are 6 circles here, and there is this black one. This only this one that was giving contrast. The other, in your design, you must make sure there's a particular element, there's a particular thing you want to stand, you should see first. And that is what contrast does. Contrast make a particular section of your design stand, space and differences between elements in your design. Your background color of your elements, so they work harmoniously together and are readable. That's why that it will overshadow the main elements of your designs. It's very important. Contrast should create that. That's what we call contrast. With time, I will still show us some of these things. Patterns. I'm coming. Let me check if what. Okay, let's continue. The next one is pattern. Patterns are written now in backgrounds, and also in branding for merch bags, merch items. Please. Oh, how many minutes do we have left? Okay, we have 10 minutes left. Please, once, like I said the other time, if we are being logged out, please let's log in back. Then so as to join. Thank you. Now, pattern. Pattern is, in order to have a pattern, you must have a list, at least 2 elements working in concert with one another. If we notice this now, we have two different shapes here. It's these two different shapes that are now forming patterns to form our pattern. Now we can also apply color to patterns to make it more attractive. That's pattern. Now why emphasis? Emphasis in design is a strategy that aims to draw the viewer's attention to a specific design element. Now, look at this emphasis and let's go back to our contrast. Let's see the difference so that we understand this principle very well. Sorry about this thing loading like this. Okay, now look at this contrast. The other one, why there's a particular one that points out, but in the case of emphasis, the other ones are not silenced. Particular one that we give an emphasis. That means in design, you have a caption. Probably you gave your other text, you gave them uniform color. But there's a particular text that particular text that was given emphasis is the one that we want our audience to hear. Let me show us something. Okay, this particular, let me go back to where we started from. Now, look at this now. This is what I'm saying. We have principles of design. Word here. Do we lay emphasis on in this design? In this text here, in this word that we have here. Now we get what I'm trying to say now. Design is what we lay the emphasis on here. Principles of design. Why do design is the most important thing in this one? We have principles of design, but in this context here now, design is the which is why we lay emphasis on it. Let's go back to the place where. Okay. Okay, we've done balance. Okay, let's look at another principle of design is typography. And typography design is the arts and techniques of arranging types in our design. That's the general name for text typography. And it's at the center of design skill sets and is about making the words legible. Now, the use of typography in our particular story. Now, every design you see, every great design you see, maybe not generalize every design, every great design you see, there's a particular story. Now, we don't just let me use it. The design you are using, the design you are doing, the font you are using, it has to be with that particular design, what you are designing for. And each text tells their own story. And that is why we say that design is more than word legible. And as time goes on, quality assets. When working on design, always use quality design assets in images, elements, logo, texture, and shapes. Now, what do we mean by that? What do you mean by the assets? Your image, your elements, your logo, your texture, your background, shape you use. Everything needs to be sharp. Everything needs to be sharp. And that's the quality. You are seeing a blurry image. You will get tired of it. You won't even want to look at it twice. Once you see it, that is very clear. You want to look at it twice. What's the story design? Quality assets. And another thing is alignment. This alignment is very important. The alignment principles state when they are placed such that they are left line up on a common position. And this is an example. If you notice that these circles here, they are aligned vertically, horizontally, even in terms of the space. We treated white space the other time. White space is part of principles of design. Now, there must be alignment in our white space as well. If you notice, the top here and the left here and the right here, they have the same white space. If you notice this middle here, they have the same space. This one here, they have the same space. That is alignment. Alignment must be considered to the minute thing, from our objects to the spaces. Everything, there must be alignment. Everything must be aligned. Position our objects and the use of white space. Okay, the next one we want to look at, we have 2 minutes for this thing to kick us. The principles of typography. Now, we've looked at all the principles of design. Now, before I continue, can we mention everybody in this class, can we mention one by one? Just mention one principle of design that you. Let's talk about it.
Alignment.
Contrast.
Okay, can we kind of tell us what you understand by that, by what we mentioned? What do you understand by alignment? Happiness mentioned alignment. Hello, are we together? Okay, please, you can feel free, please. You can feel free
I don't
to
want to
talk.
speak out of turn because the person that mentioned alignment is different.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, you can continue, Precious.
Okay. By what you explained, content design, like, I don't know how to adequately explain. So, basically, what I understood by the explanation is what makes a design pop. Like, there's some other elements that are there, but not as visible as. Did that just make sense? They're not as visible as others, and in general, there's harmony and balance, and makes the design pop.
Okay, thank you. You're correct. Okay, happiness. You mentioned alignment.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so to my understanding, alignment is the principle of being arranged, or the way elements are being positioned.
Sorry, your network is breaking.
I said alignment is the principle of design, and it refers to the way elements are being put sense of order.
Okay.
Did you get that, sir?
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's great. Happiness. Thank you for the contribution. Okay, and this is where we'll close the curtain of today's class. And I hope all my sermon since morning you've been able to get one or two, because principles of design. And we'll stop here for today. And tomorrow we continue with our usual time, 7 p.m. tomorrow. And by God's will, please, let's come very early tomorrow. We're coming by 7 p.m. We'll continue from there. Thank you for showing up. First, I can't do the class alone without you being here. And okay, thank you. See you tomorrow. Is there any question before we close to this class? Is there any question you would like to ask?
Yes, I had two questions, but at the moment I can remember only one. So it's about the white. The white space, does it mean that it is necessarily white, or it can be another color that is just plain?
Okay, thank you for that question. Now, when we say white space is not literally a space that is white. No. What we mean by a white space is an empty space. A space that is void, that nothing is there. Understand? If I want to use something, for example, a blank wall that there is nothing. That's what we call white space. Let me show you what we mean by white space again. Let me share my screen. If you can see my screen, please let me know. Can you see my screen, please?
Not yet.
It's still loading.
Okay, it's still loading. Okay. Okay,
Oh, I can see.
Yes,
I can see.
Okay, now I want to create an example of what white space is. Now, I have this here. I have this here. I also have another one like this. Now, I'm bringing this. Let me give this another color. Okay, let me know a white, so that's what I'm saying. Now, I want to combine these two now. And let me give it this. Now, can you just see what just happened now? Can you just see what just happened now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
this
but I
space,
don't quite
this space
understand
between
that.
this space. Now, if you can see this space between these two boxes is what we have spaces around it, and the space
Yeah.
in between like this. Those are white. That's what we call white space. Hello. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I think I do.
Okay, you think you do?
I don't
Precious, let me know if you don't see
explain in
understand.
a
Let
way
me
that I
know very well.
understand in this class. Maybe moving forward, by the time I see like actual full-fledged design,
Sorry, I didn't
I
get that.
don't think I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me? My network's
Yeah,
gone.
what do you
Can
say,
you hear
please?
me? Okay, I was
Okay, I
saying that
can
I
hear you
don't
now.
think I can adequately explain full-fledged designs where I'll be able to make like actual stuff to learn. You know, people learn different ways, right? Forward, I understand better.
Okay, let me explain it in another way. Now, look at this. Okay, let me go to where we had that first page. Let me go back to that first page. Now, can you see this design?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, white space in this design now. There are these empty spaces we have here. The places that there are no text and there are no box, there are no elements there. Now, these places here that there is no text, they are
Okay.
where we call white space. It's not literally because white. This is not color white color, the background here. But these spaces that we have here, that there's nothing there, they are our white space.
White space.
They are what
Okay.
we call white space. The empty space, the
Okay.
space that there is nothing. That's what we call white space. And that's why we say that if our design now, imagine our design is clumsy. We have principle of design. We have, okay, or I increase this place now. Okay, let me explain something. Let me come here. Let me come back to this place. Now, this was where we started at that time. Imagine I have this now. Please. Sorry, my system needs restarts because I've been hibernating it for a long time.
Okay.
Okay. Now imagine
I
I
don't.
have this here.
Mhm.
Now imagine we have this here now. I put it like this. This one too. I increase it. Now you know that this place now. Can you hear me, please? Hello.
Yes, I can.
Okay. You know
Yes,
that
sir.
this
Yes,
place
sir.
now,
I can hear
there is
you.
no more. Okay. Okay. Now this one now. Do you know that this design now compared to the other one, which one would you prefer?
The other one.
Hello.
The
Now
other
the other one.
one.
Let me go back to that other one. Okay. I want to go back to the other one now. The other one.
Yeah.
There are breathing space in the other one. And that's what we call white space in design. The breathing space. Been able to answer the question, please.
Yes, you have.
Okay. And
Thank you.
any other question, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me allow happiness go. Shall I ask?
Is it this white space stuff? Is it the same thing as negative space?
Yes. White negative space.
Because I've heard someone said negative space.
Yes. Another name for white space is negative space.
Right.
Yes, please. Is there any other?
Can I go now? This is not like a question regarding not understanding or understanding what you just taught us. I need to ask if we're going to have access to documents that you just shared. Because I initially had two questions, but I cannot remember not that I can't remember what we did, but I can't remember what I don't understand in what we did. Because if I had the document, I would have been able to go back and try to recall the question I had.
Okay. Okay. You will have access to it actually. I will send the materials to you. And
Okay, thank
another thing is the recording of the class. I will also send it. I will also send a link to the class later tonight. Please, it won't be immediately. I will send the recording so that you can also go through it and also with the material.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you all for joining today's class. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Thank you so much.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of
Bye.
your day. Bye.
All right, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Hello, happiness.
My Photoshop is saying kini correct file expression abi something. So if I press OK, it will now load normally. But if I just open my Photoshop, it will show corrupted file expression or something. I cannot really understand.
Oh. Please, can you screenshot it and send it?
Sir,
Can you snap it up?
can I?
Can you snap it so that I can see that?
I should share this stuff, Abi.
Yes. Okay.
No, I didn't join this class. I didn't join it with my PC. So probably I will screenshot it and send it now.
Okay.
All right, and probably this week, Sha, I will come to your place.
Okay.
All right, sir.
All right. Bye.